The game that was destroyed for no reason. When I say destroyed, this game got completely obliterated with bad reviews for the littlest details or the littlest things in the game. See, the things that were happening with this game upon release weren't the most unusual and unheard of things ever to happen in any game. But the fact that it happened in this one caused a lot of people to drop it immediately when they didn't do this for any other game. And it wasn't even the fact that the game was bad, because it was actually a pretty good game. But people left it prematurely because of things that we already experienced before happened upon the launch of this game. But before we get into what killed this game and why people aren't going back to play it, what is the game that I'm talking about? And if you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, we're talking about Dragon's Dogma 2. Yes, the second entry in the Dragon's Dogma series that has been anticipated for years. Trust me, the last game out probably came out 10 years ago. So the fact that people dropped it who were actually fans of it and didn't come back to it because of these problems actually baffles me. Because now we can actually start getting into what those problems were. Well, unfortunately, in the year 2024-2025, we have games that release always not unfinished, but unpolished on certain consoles. And maybe that's the word I want to use, but just know on certain consoles like the PS5, Xbox, whatever else game console you had at the time, it ran pretty good. Although people did get mad at the fact that it was locked at 30 frames per second, but honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between 30 and 60 anyway, so it wasn't a bother to me. But unfortunately, for the people that got it on PC, you know, the people that got the best setups in the world, the max builds, $6,000 PC, they spent all this money on the PC to buy the game, and guess what happened? The game was not really ready for a PC port, because when they booted up the game, it just kept crashing over and over and over. Now, I get why that's a point to get mad and say, oh, I paid this money, They ended up fixing it later down the line, so it all kind of got patched up. I understand, but dropping the game entirely after trying to play it, it crashed, the bug gets fixed later, and you say, I don't want to come back because I don't want to support it anymore. Nigga, you already bought the game, the patch came out, fixed it. Of course, still things are laggy or locked at 30 frames per second. Okay, cool. The game itself is still a great game. So if you got the patch later on down the line and it fixed a lot of problems with the game, go back, give it a chance, and actually play the game. I understand these game studios be rushing out the game, but that's not even entirely their fault. So why are we blaming the game studios entirely for making that happen, or making that mistake, or having that happen to people who play PC exclusively? If anything, we should be talking to the CEOs, whoever made these damn deadlines, to have these people come and release this game when they know it's not 100% finished. Because the thing I want to give respect on Dragon's Dogma 2 is the devs did they did they thing. And while that first point being understandable, but there's another point where people were shitting on the game publicly, which didn't make any sense to me, and I've been waiting to speak about this, and I spoke about this before actually, but I've been waiting to speak about this port more in detail. It's the fact that the game had microtransactions for things that weren't even important and you can obtain in-game already. Because I don't know why some people didn't realize this, but the game is made by Capcom, the same people that made the Devil May Cry series, and Devil May Cry series does the same thing with their microtransactions. You can buy the currency in Devil May Cry, which is the red orbs, but you don't have to. You can just grind and play the game and get the orbs yourself. And when Devil May Cry 5 came out, nobody batted an eye or cared about this, because they already knew that the stuff that was in the shop that you could buy does not matter, and you do not have to buy it to complete your game experience. The point people were trying to make against Dragon's Dogma 2 was that you had to buy those things in order to have a playable game. What? Nigga, I spent 80, 90, 100 hours in that game. I never felt the need of having to go and buy anything out of the store. I never needed to load up the PlayStation Store and be like, I need this right now. I need it. This is the only way I can get past this point. I never felt that way in that game at all, because I can obtain everything by playing the game. And I really don't know how people missed this and were shitting on the fact that the game had microtransactions to begin with. That is the stupidest thing, because every game has microtransactions. Look at Marvel Rivals. No one is complaining. Look at Fortnite. No one is complaining. A lot of those games have those microtransactions. Just let them niggas make microtransactions. I don't get why you had this big point. Especially when you can go in the game and get those things through playing the game like you should in every game. Those microtransactions are there just for people to, if you want it a little bit early, or you just want this one item so bad that you're not willing to wait or play the game for it, go ahead and buy it, brother. That is up to you. Like, genuinely, I think people were just finding ways to shit on this game for no reason, even though the game was a fun, nice game to play through. And while yes, there were limited races in the game, even though being a fantasy game, and there were limited classes, but there were obviously some new ones that the game made for itself. I feel like those things don't really take away from what Dragon's Dogma 2 was trying to do and what story it was trying to tell you. I actually enjoyed the story and the amount of content that this game had to offer. The amount of side quests, the amount of things that can open up with these side quests, the storylines in these side quests, the main story itself, the choices you can make at the end game of the story. All of that felt so good to me, and all of that felt like it was worth the money that I paid for. Because again, there's multiple endings to this game, and that leaves you to play the game again to get a different ending. And there's multiple other side quests that you got to do in certain ways that you got to figure out. Oh, this. There's no hold your hand walk through. You figure something out by doing things and finding out new ways to approach a certain quest. The game is literally like, here, have all the toys, but you figure out how you want to play them. That's what I liked about the game. You had a whole grand adventure to go on with you and your party members. No horses at all, no mounts, which is interesting choice for a big game like that, but I get it. There was fast travel points, and it gets you to explore more and do more in the world. There was big giant bosses you can climb on, jump on their head, throw around, do a backflip, and stab them in the neck. It was a wild adventure for me. I like walking everywhere, experiencing everything, and seeing all the sights that I had to see, especially all the new villages that I came across in the game. That's genuinely a top tier game that people just dookied on because they didn't want to wait for a patch, or they just had their own gripes with Capcom at that moment. You missed out on such a great experience that these people are probably not going to make a Dragon's Dogma 3. Yeah, so all the Dragon's Dogma fans, brother, everyone killed it for you. Yeah, because of all the bad reviews and backlash and whatever else everyone says, they have moved on from this game. They have not released any DLC, anything of that nature, no teasers, no updates, nothing. They gave us nothing more about Dragon's Dogma 2. They completely left it in the dirt, and they're probably not working on a Dragon's Dogma 3, which is very sad for the people who genuinely like this game. One of those being me. But if you've seen this video, brother, go back and play it, because nigga, that game is good. If you dropped it for whatever reason, go give it another chance now. I think you might like it. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and leave this video right here. If you liked the video, leave a like on the damn video. If you have any comments to say about Dragon's Dogma, if you thought it was voodoo, if you thought it was good, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, go ahead and subscribe, because it's obvious I need